All right. Good morning, guys, or good afternoon, wherever you guys are at. There's a new episode of Boxing Facts. I know we always talking about boxing. I know we always talking about coaching. I know we always talking about what's the next step in boxing or the news in boxing. But today, I got a guest. How come we never talk about the parents? The parents that come in and bring the kids to the gym. The parents that work their ass off to bring the kids to a better mindset in life, not just in boxing, in life in general. The single parents, mothers or fathers. Today we got a special guest that is one of those parents that shows up every day to the boxing gym, to the boxing community, to the front line of his kids in his household. Why are you here?
Well, mostly for my sons, bro, to be real with you, I mean, I do everything for them, They're pretty much my legacy. So all the dedication I give out to them is pretty much them.
So for people that don't know you, who are you?
By the way, my name is Nico. I'm from Chapitos Boxing, coming out from Reno, Nevada. Got my two sons, they're doing boxing and everything, as you can see, Ever since they started doing it, man, I just started supporting them, man. They wanted to do it. Got to give it all as a parent, bro.
So what made you choose boxing?
I didn't choose it. They chose it, Like I said, they were the ones that wanted to do the sport. I used to love boxing. I never boxed in my life, Never did the sports, was mostly out doing the street thing, whatever, as a kid. But I always loved boxing, bro. That was the only sport I like. I don't like football. I don't like soccer. None of that, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. But boxing, I watch it. So and it was funny. Like my kids ended up liking that. It was not something that I put them to do. It was one thing that one day my sons were just doing it. They wanted to do it, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna support you. You really want to do this? I'm gonna go 100% with you." And that's.
It's funny that you said that they choose boxing. I'm a believer that what's meant for you is for you, and you're right. Like sometimes you, as being a single parent, it's hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have your own little worries about in your head. Mm-hmm. People forget when you are a single parent, it's hard. It's not your average Joe. Like you have no help.
That's true.
It's just you.
That's true.
You have your own demons. You have your own stress. You have your own. I want to say like crying, but there's times when you sit down and think like, man, why me, right?
Yeah.
And you can't show that to your kids.
Nah,
you know what I mean? And that's why we're
yeah.
here, because people forget like the long days, the long nights, and you come here and show up with a smile.
Every day.
A lot of people may look at you different, but you are a cool dude, man. I've been knowing you for a while now. It's funny how people just judge you, but they haven't opened the book and read you. And sometimes you need to do that. Open the book and read it. But that's why I want you to be here, because there's a lot of parents, and I'm not saying just you as a male. It can be females too. There's a lot of parents out there that need to hear this, because it's hard, man. It's hard to live like this, but as long as you stay consistent, everything happens for a reason, and everything fits into the host. What's the biggest thing that you enjoy about working with your kids?
Spending time with them, bro. Spending memories, the time, you know what I mean? It's just beautiful, It's just waking up with them every day, even if it's not boxing, if it's something that we're doing together, as long as we're doing it together, that's what matters, bro. And it's the memories, man. At the end of the day, like, building it with them, being your sons, teaching them something that you never were taught in life, them actually coming out better than you were. That's the beautiful thing, bro.
It's funny you say waking up in the morning with them. Long story short, when I was going through it in 2018, I didn't have my kids for about 2 months or 3. And waking up in the morning, again, small details. Waking up in the morning and not seeing them, not seeing their faces, as a parent, it's a burn in your inside.
It feels empty. You feel it, bro.
It feels
like,
empty.
Yeah.
You're working or whatever you're doing during the day, and you be cool one day, and in a minute you just start crying.
Yeah.
You just start like burning inside of you, and you can't open up to people because when you open up, oh, that fool's fucking this. Oh, this fool's this.
It's kind of like mostly on your pride, bro. You know, we as men, you know, we don't want to see. You know, you don't want other people to see that. You know what I mean? And you're just like, you try to hide it. You know, even like how you say from your kids, bro. And it's rough, bro. I know.
So
I know.
Always remember, man. Be thankful for the small details you have in life. Always remember, thank God for small favors, because sometimes those small favors may not be there the next day.
That's very true.
So I've always believed in that. So I see you always working out with the kids.
Yeah.
What's your goals within the next 2 to 3 years?
So within the next 2 years, I mean, I haven't got really ahead of that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But we mostly focus on the year, you know, that we're on right now. Like we had a few goals this year, of course, you know. Especially with my sons. My goals are my goals, you know. I got my little things going on, you know, as a man. But like when it comes to my kids and stuff, like yeah, we build goals together, bro. You know. This year, one of our goals was, of course, Ryan becoming an open fighter, which he kind of already is.
Good.
Eli, we had to, you know, bump up his little wins, you know, start hitting these tournaments. So we're hoping. Our biggest goal this year was to hit silver gloves and, of course, one of the national tournaments. And then after that, just to see where it goes, man.
And one thing I will say about this man, he will throw them in with anybody. As long as you're the same age, same weight, he won't care. He'll throw them in there. I seen it.
We don't care, man. We want to get work, we get work. You know what I mean? Just like you guys. How you say, we're always down to spar, we're always down to spar. We don't care.
The famous words, we don't complain, we just make it happen.
We just make it happen. We don't care. That's one thing we are.
But that's good, man. And so now that you've been doing it, how long you been doing it, by the way?
This is my third year. Like, you know, I had a little situation too, you know, I had my little downfall. So
it's life.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So my kids started doing this on their own, you know, when I wasn't around, you know. But yeah, 3 years so far and everything's been great, bro. Been supporting them 100%.
So if you would have asked yourself, if you would admit you 3 years ago, what would you tell you 3 years ago?
Fuck, the same thing I was telling, you know, change, bro. Change for them. Do it for them, you know.
Good,
do
man.
you really want to keep doing this? You know, not me be there for them, you know, and always, you know, how should I say, like, I just didn't want my sons growing up without me, bro.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
You. And that's the key, though.
Yeah.
You know, as a parent, you want your sons to grow up and be like, man, that's my dad.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't get me wrong, bro. I got, you know, friends that are dirtbag dads, bro. You know, same way like females. But it's just like I don't understand that, bro. Like I want to be there for my sons 100%. You know, everything. That's my legacy. That's like they're your legacy. They're mine. You know, it's just like
it's a prideful thing.
Yeah.
So during the 3 years you've been doing this, I know it's hard. I know. There's days when you wake up, and be like, no, I don't want to do this.
Yeah. There is, but
I know there's times when you lose and you get all mad, or you win and you're happy.
Yeah.
You may have a bad sparring. You may have a bad fight. You want to kill somebody that time.
It be like that.
We all been there, right? Yeah. But at least we're men to say, you know what? It happens.
Yeah.
Keep on moving. A lot of people in this boxing world, they stop boxing because this is not an easy sport. A lot of hate, a lot of negativity, a lot of ups and downs, right? You win, they're there. You lose, they're not. But what makes you overall, the losses, the losses, the wins, what makes you say, fuck it, I'm going for it?
It's just all the downhills I had in my life, bro. Like, even though, you know, they dropped me, you know how you say, like, oh, there's times I wake up that I'm like, oh, crap, man, how did I do this? Somehow, bro, I find the strength, man.
Yeah.
You know, I think about all that shit I went through, you know. Excuse my language, you know, I don't know.
It's cool.
But it's just, you think about that stuff and you're like, oh, man, I've been through worse situations like this, you know. Yeah, I'm going through it, you know, maybe it's something, money-wise problem, something, you know. Any little thing that's getting to you that morning. But somehow I always managed to pull through, bro, regardless.
I always tell this to myself. When something happens to me, I always look back and smile. Mm-hmm. Be like, I've been in worse situations. Yep. I ain't go past this. Yep. It ain't shit. And you have to have that mindset, bro. You have to have that mindset of, I'm going for it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. And usually it turns out to be fine. And that's why I'm gonna give you my props, my respect for you, because every time I go to Reno or I go to these shows, he's always there. Not just for his kids, but for his team.
Yep.
You know, you're always the front guy there, laughing, making jokes. People don't realize that you do a lot for these kids, not just for your own, for the community and the boxing. So what if you would have asked yourself, what's one thing that you can't stand about boxing? What would it be?
The hate, bro. Not the hate like in between. Like, you know, what I'm trying to explain is just like, we all get it's a tough sport, bro. You know, we're all trying to do the best for our kids, you know. But sometimes just like, you know, the misunderstandings between coaches and parents.
But
like,
it happens.
you know what I mean? And it's understandable. It's just that, or people making big deals out of it. Like we're dealing with kids, bro. We understand, you know, like I said, it's a tough sport and whatnot.
It is.
But they're not pros, you know what I mean? There's situations that I get into it with another parent, another coach over some dumb stuff, bro. At the end of the day, they're kids, bro. You know, you can't really be hating.
And this is why I brought this product. I'm here to help the whole community out. I've never been a guy that hates that gym or don't like that guy or that person. I'm the guy that says, hey, you know what? I may not like you. I may not like what you say, but let's clear that up and let's come get to work. At the end of the day, we don't get paid for this.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, you're a fighter and my fighter may not like each other, and we're gonna argue over that. So 2 years on the road, my fighter or your fighter may say, you know what? I'm going to a new gym.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have problems with you because of that fighter. It don't make no sense.
And see, that's one of the biggest pet peeves I got. Like I said, if you know me, you know in Reno we don't have a lot of gyms like you guys have here in SAC, right? You can tell any other gym in Reno, even out here, bro. You know, we work with everybody, bro. Yeah. You'll see me everywhere hopping with my kids, gym to gym. I hear a lot of shit, bro. Like, oh, you know, he said this about that. He said this about his gym. You know what I mean? I don't care at the end of the day, bro. I'm here to work with you guys, you know?
And that's all.
I don't care. It's
simple. Keep it simple. There's no need for negativity because at the end of the day, if we have, let's say we have 10 amateur fighters. Those 10 amateur fighters, who's going to go pro? Who's going to make it? Only a handfuls. Yeah. I've seen kids that they have 30, 40 fights when they're 10, 11, 12 years old. And by the time they're 15 and 16, they're burnt out. You know, I'm not saying all of them, but it happens.
Yeah.
So consistent is key, but sometimes you have to get these kids a rest. You know what I mean? You can't be just forcing them. They're not, at the end of the day, they're kids. And a lot of people will tell me, well, how come your kids have less fights or this? I don't really care.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're here for the long run. You know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Always remember that.
There's plenty of time, man.
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
So at the end of the day, man, thank you for coming in here.
Appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate that you told the truth. I appreciate that you continue helping these kids out. Keep on going, bro. God is big, my dude. And everything happens for a reason, my boy. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you for having us here. You already know.
All right, man. See you guys later on the new podcast.